Hey guys, this is Sydnee A, and I am back with another awesome episode of Necro-fiends of the Frozen Dead, where we are celebrating with the fans and friends of Johnny Necro and 25 years of the Frozen Dead. And if you have not checked out this book yet, you can absolutely get your copy, get caught up before the 25th episode, the next 25th anniversary edition comes out this fall. But today I am welcoming someone who I actually have known for a little bit, and I am super excited for this interview. Please welcome Frank Percy. Yay, Frank.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
Awesome. Really awesome.
Awesome. Great. I don't know if you caught that. I picked up the book upside down and backwards. So we are starting out great. That's the kind of day I'm having.
It's Sunday, my dear. Don't worry about it, okay?
It's all good. It's all good. Before I came on here with you, I did my daily positive affirmation, and I talked about the different seasons that we go through in our lives. And I am in a season right now of my head firmly planted up my ass, and I need to work on getting into the next season. So that just kind of proved it when I'm in the book, and I have it, whatever.
That's not quite that far, but hey, I got turned around. That's all. You got turned around. That's all.
It was a quick fix.
It was a quick, absolutely. That's why.
No shoehorn required to pop that back out.
Absolutely.
Well, welcome. And for everyone who is checking this out, tell us a little bit about yourself. What is your background, and how do you know Johnny?
I started out as an illustrator, basically in the corrections department at Marvel Comics. But before that, I apprenticed with a few professionals that worked at Marvel in DC. I was a native New Yorker.
Until we snagged you.
Yeah, I know, right? And I just started doing freelance, for Marvel. I did Punisher, a few Punisher different title books. That was my somewhat claim to fame. But I never stopped being an illustrator. I just can't. It was always a thing when I was a kid, couldn't stop. My mom used to just give me a pad of lined paper and a ballpoint pen and open the window.
There you go.
And she knew I was good for hours, just, where is he? Right there. Give him a comic book, right there, so not too much of a problem. But now I'm doing my own independent illustration for my own book called Caribe the Hunted. Check it out on my Facebook, Caribe the Hunted. So that's what I'm doing. But I met Johnny at the Greater Media Comic Con for the first time, the first year that we had it. And he was a great guy. I sat across the aisle from him, and we talked. And he's got some really, really cool, I would say, in the vein of Mad Magazine, really pulling a friend Hembeck a little bit, but he really has kind of tapped that kind of vein in that. So I wish him real success with that. So he was a super nice guy. So he was there for the second one that was this year in April. So, he's still pulling it out. So he's doing it. So yeah, there it is.
This is actually like Mad Magazine. That's why when you said that, I'm I know
remember,
there's
Yep. It's just got that kind of classic type of feel of that, like hand drawn, hand inked. If you look real close, you can actually see the whiteout. So but that's what made it fun. That's what made it interesting. It was that kind of slapstick, funny, characterized type of work that he's got a nice hold on that pulse right there. So I continue wishing more and more success in it.
That's awesome. And to keep it going for 25 years, it's definitely, I like to say it's smart humor, because it is slapstick and it's like that, but then there's that deeper level too that keeps you reading more. It's not just
that's the whole thing.
Jokes.
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to have something that goes a little deeper than just somebody tripping, go, okay, that's nice. But it's the artwork and its intent. Yes. Which kind of has to work together. He's there, so I just wish him more and more success with it,
That's awesome. I've mentioned before that I met him. Apparently, I met him last year at the Great Media Comic Con for the first year, but I didn't remember that because I was in a completely different mind space. Just being there as a guest with my kids, not a guest,
Oh,
a customer, I guess.
okay.
Like I wasn't involved at all.
The vendor, right? Yes.
Right, like I wasn't. I just came as a participant. Not no, see that's not the right word either. Like just if you go to the show to go to
Goodbye.
the show, you're not involved at
Customer.
all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Just
But
someone looking to have fun.
exactly. And then this year doing the interviews and all, I got to meet people at a deeper level than just going through to see what was for sale and everything. And when I met him and he was Doc and he was Doc,
Yeah.
and I hung out with you that night, which I have to say thank you again for because after
Oh,
doing the podcast with you and Matt, I'm like, I know Frank, and I just like velcroed myself to you. So thank you for allowing me to
oh
do
no, not
that.
at all. You were absolutely fantastic. You were such a wonderful uh, um, just participant. You cosplayed 2 costumes, the Lois Lane, which was very good,
Oh, thank
and
you.
you did. I forget the name of the girl in from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep,
Uh,
April O'Neil.
yeah, right. That was very good too. I just remember the character, remember the name, but man, you really nailed it. So I would say, lady, there's a little space for you there in that cosplay world that I think you can really rock. So don't let that go so easily.
That was so fun, and that was my first experience with cosplay. Like,
Your first,
yeah,
really?
yeah, I've done Halloween costumes and all, but I've never done like cosplay at a Comic Con. I mean, Great Media Comic Con's my only Comic Con I've ever been to.
Oh,
So
let,
I'm
let's hope that changes. Oh my goodness, wow. So
yeah, so
bravo.
I kind of like
First time.
jumped in with both feet there.
Right. You did well, especially when we did the Mark McKenna's birthday.
Yes,
And I
you
so
definitely knew
appreciate
I
you.
would have a big mouth and I would get everyone's attention.
Well, no, you were great. You'd be a great MC because you're very extroverted, and I go, man, that's just not me. I sit and stare at a table and stand on a wall. I do. Okay. So, but you were fantastic. And I felt he was really surprised.
Yes.
He didn't intentionally say, "Well, I'm going to be, it's going to be my birthday Friday," but I picked up on it. So I go, um, he's a super awesome, nice guy, a colleague that I've only known a very short time. I
Oh,
didn't
I
know him
thought you
at
guys
Marvel.
went
I
way
knew his
back.
work. What's that?
I thought you guys went way back. You haven't known each other
Well,
that
we started out the same way. He started out 5 years before me. We both started in the corrections department under John Romita Sr., who was the senior art director at Marvel. We started the
Okay.
same way. We never crossed paths. I'd never seen him until I saw him at a convention a couple of years ago at Harrisburg, and that's when I really kind of first, spoke to him. Yeah, blah blah. And, my career was short, so he's been around for 40 years. So we just been kind of talking and doing stuff ever since. So super nice. So I really wanted to surprise him, as a special guest that we had there. He did well.
Good.
He did well.
Good.
So I'm happy for him. So he was very surprised. Everyone loved the cake. So I really appreciate you, kind of like, stepping up for that for me. And that was just so nice. So I really will always appreciate that.
No problem. It was fun and like, being able to stand on a chair and not get in trouble. That was not get down. I was just like,
It's not in trouble,
well, you don't want to leave footprints or, get told you can't come back the next year because you were abusing their furniture.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No, no. And I'm looking forward to the next year because I hear it's going to be even bigger. Is the rumor. There's a lot of unconfirmed things that have been floating around. So I'm excited to see what comes to fruition with the next year. But I do need to branch out and go to other Comic Cons as well because I'm kind of getting into a little comfort zone. So I need to branch out. Or do
Oh,
you have any cons coming up?
the only one that I really have that I know are somewhat confirmed is the Ocean City Comic Con in Ocean City, Maryland,
Oh, okay.
in December. and the Blue Hen Comic Con that is in November. Outside of that, it's I don't have anything planned. I'm trying to, get my book and the Kickstarter thing for it going. So I've not really gone to any Comic Cons since then.
Okay, yeah, and it's a lot getting a book published. I know because
Yeah.
I have a book that I'm
Yes.
going to shamelessly plug right now. It's called Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go: How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And you can get your copy at learnedingogo.com. Paperback and ebook are available. So thank you for your support. But yeah, where are you as far as, yay, I didn't want to put you on the spot.
That's fine.
I'm glad you had it right there. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a publishing date in mind for your book? Like, do you have a goal?
I'm hoping that we get the Kickstarter at least just to bring attention to it. Hopefully in July, the second week of July, that we start the ball rolling at first, and from there, because we're going to need quite a bit of funding behind it. So that's the first time, just to get the ball rolling. So mid July, and most of it is all done. It's just getting into editing and doing some voiceovers. So hey, so if you're interested, maybe we can do some voiceovers.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm very excited to try all of these new things. So
Okay.
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Awesome. That would be good practice for I want to do an audiobook of my book, and I need to
I think you should. I think you really should. People can just go about their day or in their car, a long drive or whatever it is, and just listen to something that's inspirational, or just informational, about, life and how things go.
Yep. And some funny stories to boot.
And that's
so I also know that you have art. Is this things that people can purchase on these, or this special things that people have already ordered that you're displaying?
Well, on my Facebook account, Frank Percy, on Facebook, right down there on the bottom, I have a Society 6 and a Redbubble of some of the artwork that I have done, and then you can put it on articles of clothing, t-shirts, pants, towels. I have one of a piece of artwork that I call The Great Migration. That's on there. If you look it up on there, and it can be fit on a duvet, and it can be fit on shower curtains because it's a really big piece. So there's a lot of stuff. There's the main piece that I use for my Big Teeth graphics on my when I'm at a convention. Also, it can be purchased on a duvet for a kid, or on a shower curtain for that special guy in your life.
I love that. I've never heard of marketing for shower curtains.
Yeah, I know. Just something different, but it's also socks, that you can do it too. So
okay. See now, and I hope Johnny's listening because he has his Horror Adorables line.
Yeah.
And that's mugs and shirts and those kinds of things. I'm going to put up Johnny's link here because you can get the book there. You can also get a link to the Horror Adorables, the More Adorables, which are really cute versions of everything from horror movie characters to pop culture characters. I have a ghost face because being Sydnee, I was Sydnee first before the movie came out, by the way. But I also have a Snuffleupagus. So, you don't have to be a horror movie fan to support Johnny's projects. And his wife, Anne, does all of the creation.
All of the production. Yes.
Amazing.
Very nice. Oh, my gosh. The all over prints, the cups, the stickers, I think some of the pins as well. But yeah. Wow, she's a working lady. So man, oh man. So it's not easy, but hey, if there's a job that to do, to be creative, take it.
Yeah, and she's like so good. Like he was showing me the metal business cards that they had
Hmm.
for the convention that they just did, and she does them all
Yeah.
herself. And it's
Hmm.
just like they're such a cute couple. I love them.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
so glad they get to work together.
Yeah.
Do you have any stories about Johnny from the con? Like something that he did that
Uh,
was
well, I was, like I said, the first time we sat across from each other, and he says, "Man, I've been a big fan of the Punisher War Journal for the longest time." I said, "Oh, wow, that's great," but also Sleepwalker. I says, "But do you have the Punisher Suicide Run silver foil cover?" And I was fresh out.
oh
It's a cover where they used like a silver embossing on the cover. It was one of three. One was blue, one was red, and one was silver. And I had a story in the one that was silver. And it's kind of hard to get like a stack of them nowadays. Like you can get one or two, but $5-6 for shipping for one, two, three, and that's like it adds up really quickly.
yes.
So I can get a few, and I think I got him the Sleepwalker, which was they call an oil slick because it looks like that sheeny, purpley, all these other things, and we kind of traded some work for that. So that's
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 so
that's our that's
cool.
our story, and I had it for him this year, so I didn't have it for him last year, but this year I saw him and I had it for him. So he was super cool about it. We traded some artwork because where I go, I like to trade
Yes.
either a sketch card or a book. Like between artists and writers, we'll trade a book. I'll trade you, and I get an autographed book from that particular illustrator or writer, and I like it. It's a nice collection. So hey,
It's very personal too. I actually did that with Brian Way at the Comic Con. We traded books, so he got a copy of mine, and I got a copy of the first one in his series. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
it was so fun, and it's a good book, guys. So check it out.
Hmm.
The Life After series. But that's what I really liked about the Comic Con was everybody was so nice, and the vibe was so cool, and
Yeah.
like just getting to meet people. So go out and support your local Comic Cons.
Yeah, just go out. I mean, creative people tend to like to work together. Not all, but they do tend to like together. It's just I don't know. It's a mindset. It's kind of hard to be creative, in a vacuum. Some people can do it. Um, some people like feedback,
Yeah,
and you can ask the regular guy or person on the street, but another creative may give you a point of view that you don't see about what you're doing.
right.
And that's what you want because that's the only way really to grow. That is that this is what I see, or just even a more mature, outlook on it. Either way, so artists tend to, work collaboratively. It's a bit of a thing. It's not a law. It's not written in stone, but it is a bit of a thumb rule.
Right. And somebody giving you their feedback might inspire something that you wouldn't have thought of on your own. And then you can like branch out into a different direction or, like you said, someone that's more mature. I I like to figure out ways to get to the end point, but maybe somebody can say, yeah, you're actually wasting a lot of time doing it that way. You can do it this way instead, and you get the same result, but in a better path to get there.
Sure. I mean, because someone else has already been there
Exactly.
and they've done it, or I mean, for Johnny, I mean, him and his wife, they do the whole production, and I'm over here having to outsource it and buy it from someone else, and like, wow, they're doing it right there in house. I mean, it makes everything a lot cheaper, but it's still there, and you control a lot more of it. So you're buying a little supplies and getting max result, which is
Right.
a really ahead of the game type of thing. So hats off to him because he's there.
Yeah.
So
And it's also quality control because you are doing everything, so you know it's going to be done your way. Whereas when you're outsourcing, sometimes people have so many projects going on that they'll rush yours, and oh, well, that's not exactly what I asked you to do.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
and there's a lot of different points, for that. But overall, the creativity of the cons, where I found so many people that are just so nice when I kind of restarted going. I think it was 2017 or 18, because
Oh,
I've gone in decades. I went in the 90s when I was working at Marvel. Used to call up upstairs and says, "Can I get a table at this con in New York?" And I go, "Yeah, no problem." And you just go there.
right.
Nowadays, you gotta buy a table. So and then it's come first serve, and I don't know you from a hole in the wall and all this kind of stuff. But it's different. But when I first started out, I didn't know what to do. And good thing for YouTube, I was saying, well, they says, well, this is what you need to do, and if you want to start going to cons, So it's a learning thing. So if someone's just starting out, like Aleem Sabir,
I love Aleem.
that was his first one that you were there. Yeah, it was his first one. So he's learning, help him out as best I can. And he's doing real nice things. So creative people tend to be a little bit more, they tend to work together better.
Yep. Yeah, because when I was on your podcast and we were talking about that, the podcast is actually called Success is Not Pie, because I said, it's not finite. You're not divvying out pieces and then there's not any left for you. It's,
Right.
You can collaborate with other people, and then when the tide comes in, all ships rise. I'm going to get that on a t-shirt because I say it so much, but it's true. Like, we can all lift each other up because we each have different things to bring to the table and contribute.
Right.
So,
Absolutely. That's what, if you go to, as you see, in the future, going to cons, there is a whole lot more than just, a simple comic book. There is, some really fantastic artists. I mean, like, holy moly, creative people who do double jointed dolls, all that kind of stuff, figurines that do are handmade jewelry, you name it, t-shirts, you name it, and it's there. So there's a little bit for everybody. There's always some creativity, and I just love being around it and in it some way. It's really I don't know, nourishing or something like that, to be around creative people. Being somewhat,
it charges your battery.
it really does. It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, just to see what's out there. Just so I go, well, I got to get back to my table,
Exactly.
So,
Well, that's what Matt said. A lot of people think he is Frank Percy because you just go off and wander and leave him at your table.
there's just so much stuff to do. If I'm sitting at my table, I will miss all of it.
Exactly.
All of it,
you
and
got to see the good stuff.
oh yeah. Plus, if I go back to my table, I can say, man, did I miss buying that $200 robot over there? Man, oh man, I would have bought it.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was going to say too. The good thing that, from my limited experience in cons is you don't have to be really into comic books, because there's, if you're not, there's still plenty for you to do and experience. And as of right now, my comic books are Johnny's. And then I have 3 from the movie Clerks and a Guns N' Roses one.
Oh, I gotta send you one then. I gotta send you some stuff then. Oh,
Yes, please.
that's an easy fix. Oh my goodness, yes.
Yep,
Oh
but
yeah,
I had a
we're gonna
blast.
plaster those walls behind you, man.
Awesome, yes.
Sure, that's awesome, man.
Cool, yeah. Now I want to get this on a shower curtain. You've inspired me.
Or a duvet.
A duvet, yeah.
There you go. Or throw blanket. Hey.
Oh, yeah, you can't have too many of those.
You can't have, never. So
No.
Absolutely you can.
That's really cool. I love that you can pretty much create anything that you want to these days. Like,
right.
And if you need help with the artwork, you can hire someone that does freelance.
Sure.
And have I always point in the wrong direction first. Hire somebody that does freelance and get your art and then have it printed for you. So that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I would love to grow my comic collection. That would be wonderful.
That sounds good. It can be done. It can be arranged, as I say.
Excellent. And also through meeting Johnny, I've met another community, which is how I've got, when he asked me to do this project for him, I'm like, sure, if you are understanding that I've never done this before, so we'll see what happens, and it's turning out to be a lot of fun and a
Yeah.
good thing. And then I've met Reaper and Human the Hoof Beast. So now I also co-host another podcast on Saturdays. I did not have that in my radar, and I've been asked to be in a movie coming up. So it's like you never know what meeting people is going to do to change your life in a very positive way. So it's cool to meet all kinds of creative people.
Absolutely. I mean, just they literally bounce ideas off each other. Hey, I need this. Can you do that? Blah blah blah. It is absolutely a connection resource. I mean,
Yes.
literally. I mean, if you're that, I'm not literally. I'm not that outgoing. I'm literally that person that would prefer to draw at the table. I do need to be out and be a little bit more uh, extroverted and talk to people. But yeah, it is an absolute resource.
Yes.
You just need to meet a lot of different people, and hey, I need something this. Oh, great! I know this guy who does that. It's there.
And Johnny seems to have this like intuition for that though, because he just creates like
He's what
these
you call
projects
it.
and just
Over.
yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
you'd be great for this, and my friend needs that. So here, I'm going to introduce you to. And it's just like I'm sitting back and watching this magical thing, like, and I'll meet somebody and they're involved in the same project that somebody I talked to 2 weeks was, and it's like that's really cool that everybody's like that. But it's funny when you said about sitting at the table drawing, because when I went into Comic Universe to say hi to you in person for the first time, that's exactly where you were. Sketching at the table, like.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna bury Frank with a table and a pen in his hand. I'm gonna
Yep.
have my pen. Literally, I'm gonna have my drawing pen in
Oh,
my.
wow.
You put me in the last one. Yeah, it's gonna be in my hand. Thank you.
Oh, there you
If
go.
not, tuck it in my pocket. Something like that.
Yep, because I'm trying to actually, like, people don't believe me, but I'm not an extrovert typically. If someone talks to me first, you haven't gotten to that chapter in the book yet.
Okay.
If somebody talks to me
I saw
first,
it. I started reading it. Yes, I did.
awesome.
Yeah.
Then I'll open up. But if I go into a situation and no one's like talking to me, I'm in the corner, like, until somebody breaks that barrier, and then I'm like, okay, well, now I feel more comfortable talking. So this medium is actually really great for me because I can do it from my house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really social if you come here. Don't make me leave my house. It takes me 2 hours to go to Acme. Like I just don't like to go anywhere. But once I'm out, I'm good. It's just getting me to leave the house.
Okay. Well, we're gonna drag you to cons. Tell you what that are going on, and you'll see. So don't let those cosplays go by. Keep your ideas going because, lady, you got a future.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I already have an idea for next year. Yes.
What's that?
I already have an idea for next year. So I'm like,
oh, this year isn't even over yet. What do you mean next year, my dear? This year isn't even.
Well, I guess if I went to a different con, yeah.
What's that?
If I went to a different con, I just meant for next year's media one. But if I go to different cons, then I can be April and Lois Lane again. I picked those because I was interviewing people and they were journalists.
Sure.
So that's why I was like, okay, I can.
Okay.
I can
there
do that.
You go.
And now I know how wigs work because, like, I never really wore wigs before. And if someone told me I looked like friggin' George Costanza when my Lois Lane was like up here, now I know to glue that shit down so it doesn't happen. Took a picture with Claudia Wells. I looked like an egg with it was terrible. Nobody said anything.
Well, I didn't see it was, I don't remember, I don't remember that part. So, hey,
yeah, we got the pictures back. I'm like, can we take them again? And she's like, is it that bad? And I showed her. She's like, yeah, let's take it again.
Oh my God.
She was so nice.
Yeah.
She was a sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's another thing. You can meet celebrities. You can meet artists. And
of all kinds. They're doing a lot more animation voice actors nowadays. I mean, nowadays I don't really know so much of the different ones. I mean, some of these are really, just last 5 years or so, and they're very popular. But I doesn't really hold my interest. But these young kids, they do. But some of the actors that I remember, I do remember Claudia Wells. I do remember that. But Michael J. Fox would have been like, completely out of our price range.
Oh yeah.
And so would Christopher Lloyd.
Yes.
I think Leah Thompson would have been, should have been pricey. But overall, you know, there's so many that will come out. That's the horror cons and everything like the even some of the B movies.
Yes.
I'd love to get some Gurney Weaver, but
But what's also cool is like Claudia, you could tell she was having a legitimately good time meeting people and that she likes people. And, like her light was just, she was just beautiful energy. So, you met her and you felt like you walked away with better energy
sure.
because she's into it and not everybody's into it. So you get Michael J. Fox and after 5 minutes, I don't know him at all. I'm just using him as an example. This might not be true, but maybe 5 minutes in, he's bored and doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, so you never know what you're going to get. Like she was very, very authentic and sweet. And, like I'm sure Michael J. Fox is too. I feel bad I said that now, but it was just the big name that we were talking about.
Sure.
So, and there's so many different movies, and now I just got a Troma Now subscription, so I'm super excited. The streaming service, I'm like digging into those movies and getting to like learn about the actors in those. I just went to Slaughter Beach on Friday, which was filmed in Delaware, so that's like a local.
I know. I kind of know. I passed by. I think I've went there once, but yeah, I know that going down Delaware, going down Route 1, I thought, or 95 or something like that. Yeah.
Right. So they filmed this horror movie there called Slaughter Beach, and they just showed it. What's today? Sunday. So it was Friday night. It was a double feature with Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I'm a huge Rocky Horror person.
Oh.
So my brother and I went, and we took one of my friends from North Carolina who's never seen it, so we got to pop his cherry with Rocky Horror, and we all got our cherries popped with Slaughter Beach. So it was really fun. And one of the main actors from Slaughter Beach was there, John, and he was super sweet. And like, it's really cool getting to meet people that are doing these indie movies too, because they're doing it all themselves. Like Johnny and Ann do it all themselves. The indie movie people have to do the special effects and and it's a lot more heart in the film because they're putting all of them in it. So I highly recommend. Slaughter Beach is on Tubi. You can check it out.
Okay. All right. I definitely will check it out. Yeah, I know these independent filmmakers. That one that was there at the both cons last year and this year was Brandon and Jill Tanzak. Jerks Production.
Yes.
They do it themselves. They really. I mean, Brandon is knows his ins and outs of the electronics and the effects, and Jill is director and in charge of everything. They are both. I know how hard it is, so it's up there. But when you get that project done, man, you are so happy. So I'm so happy for those guys that really independent, just do it themselves, best way they can, best way they can afford, and put it out there.
Yep. And Johnny just filmed his part of Killer Cox yesterday, which I cannot wait to see. It's not safe to go back in the coop. Killer Cox, these chickens will fuck you up, I'm telling you. So I cannot wait to see this movie. I don't know how much I can say about his scene, so I'm gonna zip it. But I'm super excited about it. And he's doing a part of the soundtrack for The Legend of Bloody Bones, which is the one that I was asked to be in the sequel, which I'm super excited about that.
All right.
So that's, like Wild West kind of feel, and that's going to be really cool. So you have to check that out when that comes out too. But it's so fun to see Johnny being able to use his talents as an actor and a musician, in addition to, his artistic.
Absolutely. His book, his independent book. I mean, that's the man's got his talents, so.
Yep. And it's really like I keep telling people too, I was
It's a large
surprised at
format
how
book
thick
too.
the pages are. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's a large format book too.
Yep.
Look at that. Yeah.
It's super cool. All the
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
So definitely get your copy and support Johnny and support Frank. It's scrolling on by.
Just come check it out. Look at on the Facebook. You'll also find the website for Caribe the Hunted, and you'll also find some things also on Instagram. So it's just some artwork that I have. I just finished a few pieces. I can't let them out yet, but I will soon, and I will actually bring it on here also to show you everybody on the fans here.
Well, can you give us a little bit of the storyline of Caribe the Hunted?
Yeah, it's a man who was in a military team, kind of like the Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first Predator, and his team was devastated, completely betrayed in a way, and he buried them, and somehow they are coming back.
Ooh,
So it's a
okay.
very Blade Runner type of cyberpunk world where you have prosthetics, and you also have synthetic people, synthetic features on them, and it's a lot of intrigue, a lot of bit of the Thing, a bit of Alien. So it's a little bit of everything, but it's a story of a man trying to collect his family back again. So
okay, I'm interested. I want to check this out.
I hope so. So come when it's coming out, I'm going to let you know all about it, and see if we can drum up some interesting fans for this book.
Absolutely. So make sure you follow Frank on his social media so that you can keep up with all of the announcements for that, because that's going to be awesome.
Sure.
That is so super cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I guess that's taking up most of your time right now. Did you have any other projects other than shower curtains and socks? I'm so excited. I love socks.
What I do is some of the pieces, the artwork that I do, I just post it onto Redbubble or Society6. And once I do that, you can get that artwork on whatever you choose that is selected. There's the backing for the phones, the phone cases.
Oh, wow.
Rugs, like I said, towels, beach towels, all a bunch of cool stuff. Mostly shirts, and t-shirts type of thing, attire. But if you want my mosasaur attacking, what's it called again? Hesperornis, which is that early type of penguin like type bird, which was like 7 feet tall.
Okay.
Going after one of them, hey, for that one kid who loves dinosaurs, hey, go for it.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I want a Hesperornis belly ring, like just to have something different. No,
yeah, I know. It's called Eat or Be Eaten.
Okay.
So it's that big, huge banner that I have behind me usually. So that was the first one, and then one kid at a con, says, "Oh, that's a mosasaur and a Hesperornis," and I was like, "Wow, like that kid knew it." Everybody else go, "What kind of whale is that?" I said,
right.
But that kid knew exactly what it was. So
I love that.
They love that. I mean, dinosaurs are a little different, but
we had T-Rex and Triceratops when I was growing up.
yeah, they didn't have a whole lot of other ones. I mean, couldn't fill up a movie, a 2-hour movie.
No.
But nowadays, man, they've got everything. So I always loved it. I still do. Big kid at heart, I even have my little small little action figures of some dinosaurs, and always have, always will.
That's awesome. I actually have the Squishmallows, the like little stuffed animals that are squishy.
Okay.
So I have one dinosaur. His name is Squish, because I'm creative like that. And then I got the Triceratops version of Squish, and that's Twish, because it's a Triceratops squish. So That's my dinosaur collection.
There you go. Hey, that's okay. That's not
Actually,
really.
I have Squish Junior hanging from my rearview mirror too, because it's the
Ah,
same one but tiny. So
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. You know.
you never have to grow up. Like you can be a kid forever. As long as I think that's what keeps us young is having an interest in
And
still having fun.
right, yeah. You want to find a life that allows you to be young. You know,
Yes.
and that young is attached to, for me, creativity. You know.
Yep.
As soon as you start seeing me, being responsible, it's time to find a wheelchair for Frank.
I'll be like, do you have a
he's,
fever?
he's
Or are you okay?
yeah,
You can't take it too seriously. We're all going around once. So like bring every bit of creativity and awesome out of this life as you can
sure.
because, there's you don't want to get to the end and have a lot of I wish I hads, you
Right.
know.
Most expensive thing is regret.
Yes. And it took me until, maybe the last decade, last 5 years, decade to give myself permission to do things for me because, I was raising kids and I always had them first. And now that they're adults, I'm kind of starting this new season of, like trying out new things and everything. And one of my favorite new phrases is closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't ask for things, you're never going to get it. Like if you don't ask the question, the answer will always be no.
Wow.
So you might as well just try.
Put that on
And
a
if
t-shirt.
right, or a shower curtain. And if it if it doesn't work out, at least you're not what ifing yourself. Like I always say, don't shit all over yourself. Like just give it a try. So there's another shirt.
It's true. You talk badly about yourself, it starts to sink in.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I already had a visual for a mother bird with a few crickets in her mouth and like 4 baby birds, and one all have the mouths open and one doesn't.
Yep.
Wow.
There
Wow.
you go. See?
That
Collaborating for
elaborating
creativity.
creative people. There you go.
Yes. I love it. I love it. And I love that once I've started opening myself up to this, opportunities are coming to me. And I like to tell people that too. Like, just keep yourself open to new things because you never know you don't know what you don't know. So always be willing to learn, always be teachable. And you can either succeed or you learn. There's no failure.
Right.
You get it right or you learn a better way to do it next time. So,
Yeah. Failure is your best teacher.
yep.
It is
First attempt in learning.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
fail is.
Yeah.
So,
It's definitely a fantastic teacher. We have to learn sometimes to accept it.
yes.
That's the hardest thing. We can say, "Oh, I failed," but did you accept the learning process of what you did? So
Right. And get over that fear of failure because
that's
so
a
many
harder thing for
people
some.
never do anything because they're afraid that they're going to fail at it. And so what?
Yeah.
So what? Think of like, I like to think about celebrities or something that had like the most embarrassing, horrific thing happen. Nobody talks about it anymore because something else comes up.
2 seconds.
So
Yeah.
if they're on the national news and everybody forgot about why am I in Delco, PA, worried about, nobody cares.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So just do the damn thing. Do the damn thing. Try it out.
Yeah. Go for it. Just go for it. It's a thing. So go for it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why I'm so grateful and so appreciative that I've met you and the whole community of people that I've been like getting to know more about recently.
Same here. Same here. I thought you were just a wonderful person there. Just so nice, so out of yourself, and I'm like, Jesus, wow, I am like Mr. Boring Boy. I'm telling you, a wall, man. Just turn me around, find me a wall, Frank.
Not at all.
You were really, really nice, super, super nice, really out of yourself, willing to work with them, and like I said, with the whole Mark McKenna birthday surprise thing and making that announcement. I mean, I was like, wow, this lady is awesome. So,
Thank you. I'm just me. That's it. I just treat people the way I want to be treated.
Well, then you're awesome. Okay.
That makes life easier, just do unto others. So
true. So true. So true.
Yep. And I get that from Johnny too. Like I said before, he's like the Lawrence Welk and we're all his orchestra. He just has everybody playing in harmony together and I love it.
Okay. Well, I was thinking more like Rob Halford, getting everybody,
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Screaming at the top of his lungs, doing 95 with his hair on fire.
Rob Halford's better than the
Lawrence
bubbles.
Welk, Lawrence Welk never came to mind, but hey, Rob Halford, yeah, I think maybe that,
I think you're definitely more on the right track. I was just trying to think of a conductor, and that was the first one that popped into my head. That's really fun. But in a way, I have busy brain. So Lawrence Welk show, growing up watching that, there were all the different kinds of skits, and they were all different types of music and settings, but it all worked together in the show, just the way that Johnny's musical friends and acting friends and artist friends have all come together. Even though we don't all do the same things, we can all work together in harmony.
Sure. There you go.
I brought it back around.
There you go.
I'm just trying to save my Lawrence Welk reference. That's all.
You did it. Yeah. He is super nice. Yeah, he is super nice. He is really, out of himself. Super nice guy. So, he's that person that just would have everything going on and it's going to work. So just keep going, dude. Don't let it slow you down, no matter what.
Yep, exactly. And it's a great example to all of us too. Like just keep doing the damn thing. I'm going to get that on a t-shirt. Do the damn thing. Yeah. With like a backwards Nike swoosh.
Making company right here. Okay.
Absolutely. I think this is our next project. I think you and I need to
start and stickers, bumper stickers, t-shirts and bumper stickers. You know that?
I take the stickers and I stick them on my shaker cups. So I have Sasquatch and a state park in Oklahoma. And I guess it's like the tree of knowledge is on this one.
Okay.
And then I have my Dad Mented Geek Den has my water in it in the living room right now. I have a sticker from the con from Craig. So that's on a cup. So definitely stickers are the way to do it because you don't only put it on your bumper. You can put it everywhere. I have to put my new Slaughter Beach stickers on a cup that I got Friday. So
sure, why not?
So you and I are going to have a discussion after this about our marketing.
Absolutely.
Because I think we got something going here. You've already got the Redbubble, or that's the site, right? Redbubble.
Redbubble and
I was like, did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Either or, yeah.
Awesome. Yes, and make sure you follow Frank so that you can get all of the Frank info. And I'm going to pop my stuff up here too for a second. So follow me too. I am also on Facebook and Instagram. And I like to post positive things. I like my page to be a place to get a break from all of the noise in your news feed of negativity. Just come on over for positive affirmations and funny jokes that are sometimes a little naughty, but funny. So pop on over to my page and follow me too. But we're not talking about me. We're talking about Frank. So I'll put his back up there.
Let's talk about Sydnee a little bit too.
I'm just here to host. But I am very excited to offer my book. And I'm hopefully starting season 2 of my podcast real soon, which I would love for you to be on.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely. Let me know.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to have Johnny on that too. I can't wait. He's before we started recording it, I said I was looking forward to this because I knew I love you. We're going to have a great conversation. There were no nerves at all. I'm just super psyched for this. And that's the way it is with Johnny too, because I know we can just talk and not have to force any conversation.
It just goes. It just pull the string on the sweater and the sweater's coming off, So hey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And we can sell sweaters that you can put. No, I'm just kidding.
See, you're dangerous, lady. You're dangerous. I don't know why you're not a millionaire,
Oh my God. Hey. I have ideas. I'm great at ideas. I suck at execution. That's the problem.
You find an executor and then you say, look at that.
Yep.
Hey.
Collaboration.
I tell you, creative people. I tell you, that's what it is.
That's what we need to name this episode. It'll be collaboration. I feel like SpongeBob with the rainbow. I got a rainbow. Collaboration.
That's the third T-shirt right there. Collaboration.
Yeah,
see,
they're just flowing out of you.
They're just flowing out of you, girl. You're a millionaire and you don't even know it, you know?
Exactly. I'm ready to know it. Please, universe.
Feel free to drop that check anytime you'd like, you know?
Exactly. Give me a chance to prove that money doesn't ruin people. Just give me the opportunity to show that.
Absolutely. I'll keep a straight face. I'm not ruined till the end. Okay.
Exactly.
I'd be rotten on the inside, boy. I tell you.
That's hilarious.
Just like Morgan Freeman said, I'd be shaking in front of everybody out there, boy. I tell you.
They would know because of your super schmancy table and your super schmancy pen. It would just be like, wait a minute, Frank. He must be making money. Look at that table and pen he has in the corner.
Yeah, I know. Look, it's almost worn down to the nub, you know. You never say Frank was like frugal, you know. He's not a spendthrift. Well, that pencil is the nub. Either that or he's working a lot.
Right?
Working it down to the nub, you know.
That's so funny. And there's another t-shirt. I work it to the nub.
Look, again, we're gonna be filthy rich, okay? Filthy rich.
I'm glad this is being recorded because we're not writing any of this down, so we can go back and
Don't
that's the other
post
thing.
it
I
yet.
have a
Don't
great
quite
idea.
post it yet, you know?
No, it'll be a while.
Yeah, I know. Let's get all these things patterned down first, you know, somewhat. Oh
That's
my goodness, that's hilarious.
We have to have like our company name too. Like we'll come up with that too.
Sure.
Raptor Sid.
Sinful raptor, you know, something like that, you know. There you go.
That'd be hilarious.
Tearing it up, you know. There you go.
The kid will be like, I don't know that dinosaur. Be like, we finally stumped you.
Gotcha. Got your kid to watch what it is, and now you're, you know, that credit card is swiping like crazy, you know.
It's on fire.
It's melting away, you know. It's like, wow, this was a gold card. Now it's just gold slag, you know.
It's just a chip laying on the table. That's awesome. Well, I hope the universe is listening.
It's listening, and it'll take the first victim it can get a hold of, as Tina Turner would say. Death is listening, and she'll take the first victim.
I have never heard that phrase.
That is Beyond Thunderdome, when she enters in when was it Mel Gibson fights the big what's it called? I forget his name, but she says, "Death is listening," and she'll take the first victim who cries. So
okay,
the world the universe is listening, and it'll make the first person wealthy who gives in, you know.
All right. Yeah, like I have not seen that movie in forever. I remember the earrings and We Don't Need Another Hero. Like, you know, I can sing you the entire song, but I don't remember that scene from the movie. So.
Well, I can airplay the saxophone part, you know, like crazy, you know, because how many times I've done it in the shower. So hey, you know, so, you never know, you know.
I had the thought the other day because we were watching the Fury Road, the Mad Max movie, and we were talking about Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and I'm like, the kids in that song are like, you know, they're probably my age, you know. Like, I'm like trying to picture that they're all adults now because they're all the children say we're pushing 50, you know. So
pensions are thin out here in New Zealand. Okay, can we come to America?
Exactly.
They would clean up if they came in and you know, it would be unbelievable. You know, like it's those not even secondary, third, or you know, you go down the list of, you know, some of the people that are in these movies, and like, you know, man, people want to talk to them too. You know, I mean, you'd have to, you know, get people to really remember who they were, because you didn't really see their name and maybe they didn't talk too much. But overall, I mean, I'd love to, you know, I mean, there's people who chew your ear off for an hour, you know, just, you know, finding out who you are. So
Absolutely.
No.
Sometimes those parts stick out more than the main characters and like really make the memory of the movie. So even if you don't know their name, if you're like, oh, I'm the one who said,
right.
It's like, I know that, you know.
Yeah, you know.
I'm just trying to make myself feel better because when I was in the production of Oliver, the only line I had was Bill Sykes, you know, but it was a big part. Like,
hey, it's okay. It's okay. Nickels add up to dollars eventually, you know, so hey.
Exactly. That's so funny. But yeah, I'm curious to see who I have in my future that I can meet that's someone like that. You know, I did talk to C. Ernst Hart, who is fan-freaking-tastic. He was Minor 49er in Scooby-Doo 2,
Oh,
and the giant child in 13 Ghosts.
oh, really?
Yeah, super wonderful human being. I love him so much. Like we chatted forever, and he's so nice. And his IMDb is all characters like the big bodyguard, like stuff like that. But they leave an impression on you,
Sure.
and and he's just a fantastic, like, super interesting, wonderful human being. So like that would be somebody, a good example of the character may not have been Romeo or Juliet, but you know what I mean? That's like
There, and you remember that. Yeah, absolutely.
exactly.
When you said 13 Ghosts, I knew exactly who what that character looked like.
Yes.
That is really, that's what it is. It's just that they didn't say anything, and it wasn't a huge box office smash, but nonetheless, I really enjoy it. When I saw it, I mean, it was just for me. I look at it as the creative part. That makeup thing for the girl, the big, I think it was the Beast, and a few others. And I go, man, that was so cool. I mean, that was, someone put some money behind the production,
Right.
in that, the art department, to make these things look really good. I mean, but I do
Yeah.
remember. Wow, that's awesome.
But he's someone who loves his craft, and that's the type of people that I'm more interested to talk to rather than the quote unquote big star, because if, like, for his IMDb to be
That
what
long.
it is, it's because he's loving what he's doing.
Sure.
And to be an awesome, kind person on top of that is like major kudos.
Sure.
So,
Absolutely.
because at the end of the day, don't be a dick. That's, like, if most people could adopt that philosophy.
It doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work.
So it's really nice when you talk to someone who's a good human. So,
Mhm.
like you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's not true, but hey, but thank you.
Well, you've always been nice to me, and I appreciate it. So,
Oh,
like I said, Velcro it, Back to the Future.
sure.
It's like I'm claiming you as my friend. Sit next to me.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I know. It was fantastic, because just, hanging out with some of the people there is just really nice. It's kind of hard sometimes that you just, well, this year it was just kind of like walking around, make sure everything is okay, and, without too many problems. But because they had so many celebrities, but hey, that's fantastic.
Yep. And it was a lot of fun, like Kristen Gart bringing everybody to take photos with the DeLorean, who I met, who I was my friend now. Like, she is a trip too.
Mm-hmm.
And she had her little labyrinth vest on for Back to the Future pictures, which was funny.
Yeah.
But but she was good people too. So it was a lot of fun. And that's that's what it is just surrounding yourself with good energy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining me to help celebrate 25 years of Johnny Necro and the Frozen Dead. Super duper cool.
Yeah. Gotta
Showing
get
it
that
off
book.
one more time. Yes.
Yes. Get your copy.
Yes. And make sure to follow Frank. And also, I'm going to throw Johnny's link up here one more time because that has his socials, Horror Fantastic Creations, which is his wife's page. You have to find out when Killer Cox is coming out. I mean, come on. It's just fun to say Killer Cox.
I know.
Let's not. And I'm talking about chickens, which makes it even funnier because
that doesn't mean people won't actually,
yeah.
a dirty mind won't go that direction, like,
that's why I like saying it, because
yeah, me
I'm
too.
not thinking of chicken.
That's all giggling my ass off like a third grader, But yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. It's ear catching.
Yes, definitely. And I can't wait to see what the end result of
We
this
can
is.
stop laughing, before we get there, So,
Exactly.
what movie are you gonna see?
Killer Cox.
Killer Cox.
Yeah. Ask me from across the mall so I can scream it to you. Just so I can. It's what? It's the name of the. What were you thinking, pervert? Let's see if anybody gives you a bet. It's about chickens, you pervert.
Chickens. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
like we said before, don't ever grow up.
No. It's
Don't
dumb.
ever stop having fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just enjoy life. So awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I cannot wait to just hang out and chat with you again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you
And
so much, Sydney. I was just it's always a pleasure. It's always fantastic talking with you. Love hanging out with you. And we got to hang out outside of this virtual one day, you know?
yes, we need to both get over our introvertness and leave the house.
Sure.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetie.
Bye bye.
Ciao.